Nice night for a walk, eh?
Your clothes. Give them to me. Now.
He said he'll be back, and I guess we have no choice. He's back. The Terminator is back in Terminator Genisys, and it is the original Terminator. We've got Arnold Schwarzenegger reprising his role as the T-800. We're going back and forth. We're seeing Arnold fighting Arnold. We are seeing different types of Terminators colliding.
T-1000 and the old model Terminator, yes. The T-900.
We've got a different Sarah Connor, though. We've got Emilia Clarke.
Fresh from Game of Thrones.
Awesome actor on Game of Thrones, yeah. And we've got Jai Courtney.
You know, he looks kind of like a love baby that was made by Jon Favreau and Paul Reiser.
Okay.
I kept looking at him. I'm just like, he's got such a weird face, but he's strangely handsome, and there's a lot of good-looking man flesh on display here. The young Arnold in the movie is probably the best special effect in the movie, and they keep rolling out this guy made of mercury, but it's like, we saw that already in James Cameron's movie, and James Cameron is the key ingredient who is not part of the recipe here, and I think he's sorely missed.
If we die tonight, mankind dies with us.
Yeah, because this is a movie that tries to ape the tone and the style of the classic Terminator films, both 1 and 2. It's trying so desperately to fit into that trilogy and try to just wipe out the third and the fourth movie. I think part of the problem is the casting. I don't think that Emilia Clarke makes a great Sarah Connor, and I don't think Jai Courtney makes a good Kyle Reese. You can't help but think of Michael Biehn and Linda Hamilton the entire time you're watching these two on screen together. I just don't believe that they are the saviors of humanity. And I think that is the crux of the film right there.
Come with me if you want to live. Now, soldier!
It feels like over-intellectually challenging for some reason. It feels like it's so desperate to be smart, and as smart as, if not smarter than, the first two Terminators in the series. And somehow, I mean, I'm not very smart. You're way smarter than I am. But I was lost throughout most of this movie. I'm like, who is that guy? And what are those guys supposed to be doing? And I felt like an idiot watching this movie. And I love time travel. I love Looper. But here, there's alternating timelines, and they're visiting memories, and there's characters who don't make any sense.
I'll be back.
What?
I think the biggest crime that this movie commits, and it commits a whole bunch of them, but I think the biggest one is that it's a PG-13 movie, and this is a franchise that reveled in its violence and reveled in its really dark tone, and you really felt the terror and the horror.
Adult is what they felt, and here you felt like, oh, we're just going to make the Disney ride version of Terminator.
This is a franchise that deserves and needs to be R-rated. You need to feel like these harpoons that the T-1000 is going to rip off of its body, which was actually kind of a cool effect too, are really tearing through flesh and really could crush skulls. And you know, I couldn't help but think of Mad Max, which was also a movie that harkens back to the 80s, but came back ferociously.
Yeah, and it didn't really shy away from the violence. It didn't shy away from being an adult experience. Here we got a kid version of Terminator that makes no sense. Listen, I think James Cameron is the reason why we still pay attention to these older movies, and he's the thing that's missing here, and I don't think you can do this without him, and I don't think you should even try going forward. All of this stuff just feels like fan fiction versions of those incredible movies that he made in the original.
Yeah, this was pretty lame. There's a couple of interesting action bits. Gets a 4.5 from me.
Gets a 4 from me.
EP's movie coverage is brought to you by Nintendo. Check out Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the new 3DS.